Crypto Moonshots. Really happy to have you guys back. If you're new here, welcome. So today we're going to cover Zilliqa. So I'm kind of expanding on different coins I hold, and I'm going to give you guys just some reasons why I think you should invest in this. Again, this is not financial advice, this is just my opinion of it. But I kind of, obviously, Zilliqa is very pumped right now, so this is not for, please don't go and, buy Zilliqa right after this video, okay? But I'm kind of going to be talking about why I think when it dips, you guys should enter, okay? So, as you can see, this is a very healthy chart. If we kind of zoom out, and we're on the daily right now, right? And we can even go to the weekly. This has been a very healthy chart with an uptrend all the way from, what is that, December, right? From December, so what is that? That's around 4 months without fail. We've had a very overall upwards trajectory of Zilliqa, okay? Around 580% in the past, 4 months, okay? So, these are the trend lines I kind of drew for it, okay? And let's kind of get into why I think you should definitely pick up this coin once it dips, okay? So if we kind of zoom in here, okay, we can see that, and again, if we kind of zoom out, let's look at the highs, right? Let's look at the highs. So there's a high right here, right? Again, touch the trend line, right? And then there was a higher high, right there. And then there was a higher high, right there. And, another high, kind of even with that one, right? And then another higher high, which is where we're at right now, right? So look at that trend, right? And even if we look at the lows, that's a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then hopefully, comes back down, touches this trend line, higher low. Okay, so set your price targets for around when it comes down, back down to the trend targets. And this is just a very, very healthy chart. And I really don't think that you can go wrong with buying Zilliqa. Okay, I really don't think so because, and again, do your own research, right? This is just my opinion. This is something I hold. And, obviously I take profits on the way, right? I always do that. As soon as it goes up, 30-40%, I take around 20% of my money out, right? I started around down here. But yeah, I've made pretty good gains. And I've been kind of following this trend line, and it's been working. Again, things happen. Technical analysis is not always right. But if we look at the history of it, this trend line has, proven not once, but twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, right? 5 times to be right, okay? And if we continue this trend line, so what is that? This is, December or January, so around 3 months, right? A month and a half from that, we made a high. A month from that, we made another high. And 2-3 weeks from there, we made another high, right? So if we continue this trajectory, if we keep continuing, come back down to this trend line and then kind of consolidate here, consolidate, and then hit that high and then come back down, and same thing, right? In the next few, not months, but based on this trend line, again, everything is based on this trend line. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, you should be around, right there, right? Which is, let's look at it. That would be, if you, assuming that it comes down and you buy around right here, right? That would be around a 40% gain, okay? So that's not too bad. That's not too shabby, right? And this is just a very, very healthy graph. Again, this is just a very healthy graph. And I really think you guys should have this on your radar. And yeah, so let's look at it a little further. So what, for Zilliqa holders, right? What we want to happen, right? What we want to happen is for it to eventually break this trend line. We want it to eventually break this trend line and use this trend line as support, right? If that can happen, then the price is, it's already kind of parabolic, but if that can happen, then it'd be, uber parabolic, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so let's kind of zoom in here and see where exactly we can set a buy target, okay? And let's see. So, zoom in here. I know a lot of people are saying stop moving your graph so much. So I'm kind of working on that, but let's kind of zoom in here. And the low held for this trend line, right? The low held for this trend line. But I think that if we were to make a horizontal line, around, actually let's draw kind of like a mini trend line, right? Kind of like a mini trend line. And if we kind of, we're in parallel with this bottom trend line, we kind of keep in parallel with it, okay? Which is, this technical analysis is kind of like art, right? It's kind of cool. So if we if we're in parallel with it, then hopefully, right, gets rejected here, and then it comes down, and this would be around the price area we want to buy, and if you want to be safer, you can buy a little more up, right? You can buy a little more up, and if we kind of extend, let me try to extend it. If we kind of extend this line, right, it should hold with the with before, right? So I think this would be around the price target that you should buy. Again, not financial advice, do your own research, but this is just based off a mini trend line from the 31st of March, right? So hit right there, and then hopefully it hits right there, okay? And even if it comes down, even if you buy right here and it comes down here, if we hold this overall trend, right, it's still going to go up. So yeah, you might be missing out on 7%, which is a lot. Your gains could be, if you go from here, they could be around 25% in the short term, okay? And if you buy, and if it happens to come down all the way, your gains could be around 35%, okay? So yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to talk about Zilliqa. Keep it on your radar. I would say that you should consider it when it dips down, because I would if I wasn't already in it. Again, I've been in it since like around right here. So this graph just looks very healthy. It kind of has a big market cap, so I don't think there's a lot of market manipulation that can happen. See, with small coins, a lot of market manipulation is a lot easier because when someone takes out, if something's like worth 11 million and someone takes out like 5 million, right, then the price drops by 50%, okay? So yeah, just keep it on your radar. I would say these would be around your price targets, right? Again, I don't think it matters too much where you buy. I mean, it does matter. It's around like 5, 6, 7%, but do your own research and look at what you want to set your buy limit. But if you don't already hold it, I would wait for the dip. Don't buy now, because as time has shown us, this resistance line is holding, okay? And this one didn't even make it to resistance, but this time we did. So don't buy right now, in my opinion. Wait for it to come down and then consider it, okay? So that's all I want to talk about. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn the bell on. Please join my Telegram as well, and thank you. Bye.